What is up, guys? Rick Grimes for President here, along with my friend Zach. And today we are going to try the first episode of CBTV, Comic Book Television. And basically, what we do is we have gonna have 5 questions every week, Walking Dead related, of course. And we're gonna compare the questions and kind of find out what's going on with the questions from a television expert's perspective and a comic book expert's perspective. So we're going to start this out with the first 5 questions today, relating to the episode that just aired on Sunday, Live Bait, the Governor special episode. So do you want to start and ask me, or? All
right. Mr. McClure, a.k.a. Mr. For President. Question number 1. What do you think the governor's end game is?
The governor's end game. Okay, from the comics, and if you haven't read the comics, sorry, this might be spoilers, but oh well. All kinds of spoilers this whole thing is going to be. So, in the comics, the governor's end game is total destruction. He has a super big grudge against Michonne because Michonne did what she did to his eye and what she did to Penny in the comics. And he wants revenge on this. So in the comics, what he does is goes and gets a tank and tons of people and tons of huge trucks and just demolishes the prison gates and goes in and slays everyone out. So I think the governor's end game is going to be revenge on what Michonne did in the TV show. So, what about you?
My television perspective on that is that when the governor goes in to the prison, almost everyone dies. Close to like 3 or 4 people survive. And I don't think they're going to do that on TV. They have shown to, like, when comic book characters are supposed to go, they don't. The TV keeps them on, or when people have gone in the show, they're still alive in the comics. So it's really up to the show, and I don't think the show is going to kill off everybody, especially not when they have such a big fan base coming. Like, Carol's supposed to be dead in the comics, but I don't think they're going to kill her off in the TV show, especially not after we went to Walker StalkerCon and saw how big her lines were. She's definitely, I don't think she's going. So I think the governor's end game is going to be the same thing, but I don't think that the TV show is going to go as far.
And let's be honest, they're not going to kill Daryl.
Never. Rick's going to die before Daryl does. Okay. Question number 2. What do you think is happening with Carol after we just talked about Carol?
Melissa McBride, Carol. As you guys know, she left the group. This doesn't happen in the comics. In the comics, she's there. She's in the prison the whole time. And I got you.
Waiting on your answer.
Uh-huh. All right. Can I finish? Anyways, in the comics, she's in the prison the whole time, and she has some affairs with Tyrese, and she has some affairs with Rick. She wants to marry Rick and Tyrese at the same time in the comics. So she's a little bit psycho in the comics, very, very psycho. And in the comics, she is so psycho that she starts loving walkers. And she loves walkers so much that she wants a walker to basically make out with her in the comics, in a sense, and she lets a walker kill her. She lets a walker come up to her and bite her neck while she's saying, like, oh, that feels so good. It's very creepy in the comics, and I'm not too sure what your take will be on Carol in the TV show, because I don't think it's going to be that.
No, I definitely don't think that it's going to be that. My take from a TV show perspective is usually in big successful shows when they have a character leave, they usually keep them off for a while, and then they come back, surprise, twist, nobody knows that the character's going to come back, and then they just come back. It happened in Buffy. It even happened earlier in Walking Dead. We were actually talking about this when we were writing down the questions, that it happens with Merle. Merle left, and you didn't know where he went, and then he comes back 2 seasons later. And it wasn't really a twist by then. Everybody knew he was coming back, but I think that's what they're going to do with Carol. I think she's going to be gone for a while, but then I think she's definitely coming back. I don't know for how long, and I don't know what her role is going to be again. But she's coming back. She's not just gone forever, but I don't know exactly what's going to happen with her. I think she might be working with the governor. I think she might be in line with the governor. I think she might. Because she doesn't know what the governor looks like. She knows the governor's name, but she doesn't know what he looks like. And in the last episode, he was telling everybody his name was Philip. Brian. Yeah. I'm getting the real one confused. Yeah, he was telling everybody his name was Brian, so Carol's going to go in and be like, oh, Brian, what a nice guy. She doesn't know what the governor looks like, and so I think Carol's going to end up being in line with the governor, but she's not going to mean to.
Oh, yeah. Trace?
Pardon me. Brand new to this. Question number 3. Do you think there's any traitors in the prison?
Okay. So, a lot of the characters in the prison aren't in the comics at all. Sasha, she isn't in there. Bob's not in there. Some of the characters I think are kind of sketchy. So in the comics, the only traitors in the prison are the people that they meet right when they get to the prison, which include like Oscar and all the dead people. So I don't think there's any traitors at all in the prison. Going from a comic book perspective, I think everybody who's in the prison right now is there. They're close knit and they're just there. I don't think there's anybody up to no good really. So that's just from the comic book perspective. So.
Well, I kind of half agree with you, and I kind of half don't. Because usually in a TV show's perspective, what they're trying to do is like twist and turn and just keep you watching and keep you entertained. It's not a comic book where you can just kind of like read through it.
It's a serial drama, so.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to wait. Well, that is like a comic. I don't know what I'm talking about. But the TV show is different because they have to keep you entertained. They have a bigger audience than the comic book does. If you don't like the comic book, you can just stop reading it. But they want to keep you watching the show. They want to keep making that money, and so they're going to twist and turn. I don't think that there's anyone in there right now because I don't think anybody knows that. No, I'm just saying because I don't think anybody knows that the governor's still alive. But I think when the governor presents himself, there's going to be at least one person that turns against. Exactly. There's going to be one person that twists, and he's going to kill somebody. Maybe not kill, but definitely hurt. And I think that's what the TV show's going for, just those twists and turns. And no, it's not Daryl. There's no way. I think
with the governor all along.
Somebody from Woodbury, they're not a traitor right now. They're with the group because they know that's their best chance of survival. But then when they see the governor, they're going to be like, well, now he's my best chance of survival again. And so they're going to go straight for him. Yeah. Okay. That's mine from a TV show perspective. Question number 4. Will the prison ending stick more to the comics, or will it take more of a new story?
The comics, that 2-page panel is such an amazing panel because it's the governor standing up in a tank and looking at the prison and saying the quote that's been there forever. It says, "Kill them all." And he goes in and he attacks everyone. Tons of people die and get shot. Herschel dies. Lori's still alive at this point. Sorry. Lori's still alive at this point. She dies carrying Judith out. Let's see. Who else dies? Almost Tyrese dies. Almost everyone dies, and it's such a crucial, huge part in the comics. Like everybody knows that scene in the comics and how crazy it was. So I think that Robert Kirkman is directing episode 8, the mid-season finale, which when I think this might happen. So I mean, as the writer of the comics, I think he's going to stick to this. So that's just my perspective on that.
Okay, coming from a TV show perspective, I think that they're going to take more of a new route with it. I think that there's still going to be a fight, and I think that they're going to leave the prison. But
the governor's going to die? In episode 8?
No, maybe not episode 8, but before this season's out, he will. Yeah, I think he will. And because there's always this really big thing, like you have to have, as much as you can do the zombies, you have to have an overarching villain throughout your seasons. And the governor's not getting tired yet, but you start running the risk of him getting tired, and people just fight him already, get it done with when you have him on for too long. So I think he's going to die, and I think that they're going to have to leave the prison by the end of this season, but it's definitely not going to stick to the way the comics do it. I think it's going to be different. Not everyone's going to die, and I think, in fact, most of the people are going to live. Some people, I think maybe it's going to be twisted where in the comics it was only like 4 people that lived and everyone else died. I think it's maybe only going to be 4 people that die and everybody else lives. Not the Woodbury crew, the original Rick Grimes crew. Yeah, or the Woodbury citizens that have names on the show now. Yeah, like Bob Stuckey, but he might be a traitor. Yeah, that's true. Okay, and finally, the final question, which we will have every single week: what characters do you think are going to die soon?
Well, I kind of just emphasized on that. I mean, I could go on and list forever, but in my opinion, and from the comics perspective, I think within the next 3 episodes, I think Herschel's going to die. We've seen him in the show kind of start having some bigger moments in the show than he has been, especially like in season 2 when he was at the farm the whole time, just working on Carl for half the season. I mean, he's had some huge episodes where he stood out this time, and I think that the reason they're doing it is because they're building up to his death. Because in the comics, it's a crucial death. He's like on his knees. All his daughters except for Maggie have died, and he's like on his knees begging someone to kill him, basically, because he's just done. And I think this is how Herschel's acting like right now. Tyrese is a little messed up in the head in the show. In the comics, he dies during the governor thing, so I think he's going to die. I think Carol is going to die. A lot of the supporting, secondary cast are obviously going to die. I think almost everyone's going to die except maybe for Rick, Carl, Michonne, Daryl. I think that's almost it. Maggie and Glenn. T-Dog's dead. He died. I'm sorry.
Edge! I knew that. Anyway. So that was okay.
That was off mic.
Okay. What characters do I think are gonna die soon? I don't agree with you at all. TV shows are all about keeping those fan bases, and every single actor has got a built-in fan base. They're going to kill people, sure, but they're not going to kill as many. They're not going to risk losing that many at one time. They're going to kill some where maybe like if they killed Carol and Carol's fans are like, oh no, what are we going to do now? And then they watch the next episode and they're going to introduce somebody else that those fans might be able to be like, oh, okay, I like them now. And so, but they're not going to kill everybody at once. There's no way they're going to do that. They risk losing too many fans at once on that. I see that. And but who do I think is going to die soon? Nameless Woodbury citizens in cell block D. They're getting gone pretty quick. As soon as the governor starts his tirade, they're going to be the first ones to get popped. Yeah. I think that Sasha is going to go soon. Tyrese has already shown to be a little bit crazy just from losing a girl he's only known for 7 months or so. What happens if he loses his sister? And I think that's going to be a big compelling. Yeah, and I think in the final fight, Tyrese is going to be kind of doing his thing, like when they were trying to get out of the car, and Tyrese was just sitting there. Yeah. But when he sees Sasha go, he's going to go insane, and he's going to start killing people left and right, and he's not going to care what's going on. That's about all I think they're going to die soon. There's going to be many more that die before the end of the season, I think. I think Carol's probably going to go before the end of the season, maybe, if she comes back. If she comes back before the season's over, I think she's dead. If she doesn't come back, she has a chance to live. Carol. She has a chance to live if she doesn't come back. I think the governor's going to die by the end of the season.
Carol's just an off-screen death. We don't see
we just drive by her car and her body's just laying in the road. Oh my God. Melissa McBride didn't want to come back. I think Sasha's going to die soon, like I said. But I think Rick, Carl, Michonne, Daryl, Glenn, Maggie, I think even Herschel for a little while is going to make it. And I think that he is going to take what...
time so he can dress up as Santa Claus.
I was going to say, I think he's going to take what Dale's death was after they have to leave the prison.
Watch too.
Since Herschel's kind of taken over the Dale role of being the wise type of guy, I think he's going to survive until he takes over Dale's death, and then that's how he's going to go. I think he's going to make it out of the prison, but I think he's going to make it out just barely. But I don't think many people are going to die.
All right. Well, that was our first episode of CBTV. We're running about 15 minutes here, so I hope that wasn't too long for you. You going to do that every time?
Probably not.
All right.
Too well this time.
And it's probably going to be backwards, too.
Oh, my God. I had to really think about it.
Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Tune in to next week's episode of CBTV. We're going to be doing this every week along with my review videos. So leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe. Do you have a page, a YouTube page, or any kind of thing you want to shout out?
Mine's not really Walking Dead. Mine's just like DVD and stuff. It's Jason Kruger 23, and I do movie and DVD updates and stuff. I haven't updated in a super long time, so
I should get on that.
Yeah, if you want to go watch old stuff, you can. But I haven't really updated in a super long time.
So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.